Hey everyone, welcome back to another Gem Room video. Today I'm here with Ronnie, who did Holly Blue's room. And of course, as always, I'm here with Michael, and we are going to ask them some questions about the process of making the room, and some other questions.
So what inspiration did you draw from for Holly Blue's room?
I took a look at the gem itself. I don't know if you can see in the video, but I initially did a thumbnail piece where I extracted some color palettes from the actual gem itself. Which was quite difficult to find, actually.
Really?
But after I found some images laying around the web, I managed to actually construct a pretty intricate palette, and I found quite a bit of inspiration in that. Not to mention her character in itself was particularly interesting to me, and I tried to kind of base it around her personality as well.
Nice.
So I can't remember exactly if you got the chance to choose this gem exactly, if you want to do it or not, but what made you want to do Holly Blue?
As I said, I find her particularly interesting, both in how she's been presented and how a lot of the fandom has perceived her. I just, finding out that holy hell, there's new gems around was really cool when the episodes came out. So of course that instinctually kind of drew me in because I am a sucker for new gems. And honestly, I just thought it would be an interesting idea to do, really.
So you mentioned that you drew a lot of inspiration from her personality. What aspects of her personality did you try to bring into the picture?
Well, initially, if you can see the water feature, I included some kind of electric ideas really in it because of her whip. I find that part of her weapon really interesting.
Yeah.
Since it's just something a little bit new. And I also thought about her admiration and kind of adoration for her diamonds, which is why there's quite a lot of the blue fabric in the bag to kind of represent Blue Diamond. And it just seemed really kind of regal almost, but in that rather bossy way. And I kind of attempted to encapsulate that with her kind of room design and how almost edgy it was, pardon the word. I just thought it would look cool, really.
Awesome.
So is there anything special that this room can do?
I mean, I thought about the water things going on in the background, and I thought about the fact that she's kind of only been presented in space thus far, which is why you've got kind of the space scenery going on in the background. But as for special features, I quite like the idea of just floating things in general. I think that's one of the biggest bits of the background artwork in Steven Universe in general that I particularly enjoy. But really, it probably has some electric features, I feel, because I think that she likes that a lot.
So tell us a little bit about the process, about the programs you use, some of the techniques you use to get the effect, because the glass is really cool, looks like it's almost shining.
Yes, I use Sai. I've been using it for a while. I find it probably the most preferable out of all the art illustration programs I've used thus far.
Yeah.
I'm an animator myself, so I've gone through a whole bunch of them. I kind of have been studying background design recently as a part of my course. I'm much more a character animator, mind you, but this was a really interesting experience for me because it's pretty atypical of what I tend to get up to, which is why the lighting effects are a little bit weird, because I decided to experiment with them and the color palette that I managed to pick out. Initially, I sketched out a thumbnail piece, and I really didn't like the way it came out. I thought there was something really crude and kind of rudimentary about it. And then I ended up looking at some of the actual background designs and looking into some of the artists and how they were a little bit more expressionistic, while the piece that I did before was really cartoony in my usual typical flair.
Nice. Well, you nailed it.
Oh, thank you.
So were there any things that you wanted to put in the room but they didn't fit?
I was thinking about possibly making a rack for her weapons, because I don't know, I just had this idea in my head where she'd be the type to collect whips and then decide which ones to use to emotionally torment the Famethyst. I don't know if that's getting into some rather dodgy territory, but
we've mentioned it, it's all good.
Oh, that's good. I don't know, maybe a shrine for all of the diamonds. Just somewhere in the back. I don't know, I did think about it because I did sketch out a few different designs. But I'm quite happy with the composition of this piece, personally. I think it managed to get quite a lot of stuff in, which is something that I do tend to struggle with in art in general.
So do you have like any headcanons for what the room can do? Can it do any like magical stuff?
Well, I enjoy the idea of connecting Holly Blue to water, and I did take a look at the gem itself and saw whether or not there was any connection, and I don't think there is, which makes me seem like rather foolish, but I enjoyed it. I enjoy connecting her with it because it's blue,
Yeah.
as silly as that sounds. I think it's got something to do with water around it, but other than that, no, I'm not too sure if it does.
Okay, so on to some more personal questions. Do you have a favorite character or fusion from the show?
Oh, geez. I really, really like Pearl. I think
Everyone says Pearl.
I know, she's the best. My partner really likes Amethyst, and I think Amethyst is the worst.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she reminds me too much of myself. But for me, Pearl is she's such an interpersonal character for me to relate to, and she's really cute and she's cool, and I like her. If that makes sense. In the most eloquent way I can possibly phrase it. As for fusions, unpopular opinion maybe, but I really like Smoky Quartz.
Me too.
I think they're really, really cool. I like their personality, I like their design, I like their voice actress a lot.
Yeah, and they fight with a yo-yo. Come on.
Yeah, that's so rad!
So do you have any favorite episodes?
Oh my gosh. It was for a long time. Thingamajig. Oh boy, Mr. Greg. Mostly because I really enjoyed the musical numbers in it, and but recently I've really began to enjoy A Story for Stephen.
Okay.
Mostly because I've kind of like reflected back on it as a part of my course. I kind of had to look at different cartoons and kind of really get a feel for them in terms of storytelling, and I particularly enjoyed that one.
Yeah, awesome. So do you make fan art for other cartoons?
Occasionally. I think Steven Universe has more or less dominated my life at this point. I'm currently kind of in the mid-production of illustrating fan work with my partner as well, which is on the way. So I do quite a lot of Steven Universe art and occasionally anything else that gets requested.
So where can people find your work?
Yes, I do have a Tumblr at the moment. It's called Rory Draws, and I also have a more personal blog which is filled with my other content like music and photography and such. And that's Socks Evil. And also, I do post a lot of work on Facebook where I post it on public, so if anyone chooses to follow me there, I do there as well. And Rory Draws on Instagram.
Nice.
Yeah, awesome. Do you do commissions?
Yes, I do. But at the moment, I'm more or less primarily focusing on my fan work, of all things.
Cool.
But yeah, if anyone is interested, I'm more than happy to give a quote.
And this isn't really relevant to art, but what kind of music do you do?
Oh geez, I'm currently learning the piano and the ukulele.
Awesome.
So nothing too momentous. I'm actually hoping to pick up the banjo-lele in the future, which is a combination of the banjo and the ukulele.
Banjo-lele, never heard of that.
Just for the hell of it.
That's really cool. Any Steven Universe covers on the way?
I actually have some done, but I'm a little bit too scared to actually put them up.
Ah, come on.
Because they're not very good. But
Do it.
I might put up my cover of What's the Use of Feeling Blue, because that's the one that I was really, really happy with
Nice.
the last time.
Yeah, do it. Look forward to that, everybody. We're gonna make her post it.
Okay, awesome. So thank you so much, Ronnie, for joining us and making Holly Blues Room. It was amazing, as always. And we'll be back, for the next couple of weeks with new gem rooms. So see us then.
See ya.